A German officer took a bite of an apple, but the prisoner pulled out a grenade and chewed it playfully. Seeing the prisoner's provocative smile, the officer punched him hard in the stomach, but instead of submitting, the prisoner vomited violently. Then he slowly pulled a red ribbon from his mouth. At the end of the ribbon was a German imperial medal. The officer's face grew serious. He angrily demanded to know where the medal came from. Suddenly, an alarm clock went off, startling everyone. The adjutant tried to locate his pocket watch, but discovered the sound was coming from behind the prisoner. He wondered how his watch had ended up in the prisoner's hands, so he reached out to grab it. But the man jumped into a well. The adjutant walked to the edge of the well to look. Suddenly, a hand reached out from the well, and he called for the man to pull him up. The adjutant felt he'd been tricked, but then thought the man posed no threat. All the soldiers let their guard down and started laughing. They treated the prisoner like a clown, but what they didn't know was that this was all just a cover for a much bigger plan. Sensing the soldiers had relaxed, the prisoner continued acting crazy and foolish, becoming even more ridiculous. But the next second, he suddenly turned and ran. The officer immediately ordered the soldiers to chase him. When they reached the door, they saw the prisoner running while carrying a bucket. The soldiers relaxed their guard again, laughing as they chased him. But the moment the bucket hit the ground, something strange happened. The prisoner vanished. The soldiers panicked and looked around frantically but couldn't find him. Then, a cat's meow came from nearby. They turned their heads, realizing this was another trick the prisoner was playing. They burst into laughter again, discussing the prisoner's absurd antics. However, the officer began to feel uneasy. He was distracted, realizing the prisoner's behavior was highly unusual. To force the prisoner out, he took a girl hostage. Seeing the girl in danger, the prisoner hurriedly pretended to surrender. But the next second, the officer was completely dumbfounded. The prisoner made a move that was beyond everyone's expectations. All the soldiers rushed forward to grab him, but they immediately realized they'd fallen into a trap. The hostage girl was gone. The officer urgently shouted orders for the soldiers to be on high alert, but it was too late. In an instant, a hail of gunfire came down, and the German soldiers were completely wiped out. Only one adjutant survived. He looked around in shock at the bodies. Suddenly, the dead prisoner slowly stood up and calmly raised his hands.